In the last month alone, 300,000 people found my YouTube channel. I'm going to tell you the ways that you can apply what I've done in the past month to your channel to explode your views and your subscribers and get your message out to the world. Number one, I understood the importance of using YouTube for my personal brand, and that personal brand will bring attention to whatever I'm working on, whatever I'm selling, whatever I'm offering to the world. My personal brand is the conduit. YouTube is great for building your personal brand. Think about it. You're spending minutes and maybe even hours listening to me talk, listening to other people talk in your faves. And the relationships that you can forge on YouTube, there's so many people I've met because of YouTube. Either they found me or I found them, and now we're friends and we're working together. It's just so amazing. The second takeaway is that you just need to start. You just need to start. I work with 300 entrepreneurs inside of Arlan's All Access, my membership platform. You can see the link below if you want to join us. And 300 of them, all of us started somewhere, right? We all worried about at one point or another what we looked like on camera, what we sounded like on camera. Do we have makeup? Do we have hair? Is our camera expensive enough? All of those things that are just not that important. You need to just start. All of your faves, all of your YouTube favorites, just hit record. The third thing I learned, and this may be the biggest one, is that you have to learn from others. I spent hundreds of hours, and that's no exaggeration, studying other YouTube channels over the past year. And that is how I got to this point where I was kind of going along, kind of growing, getting great numbers. I had like 300 new subscribers per day at one point. Amazing. But then I leapfrogged to 1,000 new subscribers per day in the last month alone. And most of that was because I studied, and I still study every single day. I check out other people's pages, their channels. I see what they're doing, how they start their videos, what they're saying, what the comments say, their thumbnails, everything you can think of. And then I create my own version of that. I don't steal, because that is not art. Art is taking that and synthesizing it and giving it back out to the world through your lens. The next thing I learned and took away from this last month of explosive growth is that consistency paired with continuous improvement is the key. So consistency meaning showing up, making these videos, publishing these videos at some sort of pace. It doesn't matter if it's every day, every week, every month, but some sort of consistency for YouTube to learn who you are as a channel and for your viewers to understand who you are, and then getting better with every piece of data that you have. YouTube gives us data in the back end. I use that data like it's my job because I'm getting paid by YouTube to do it. So I go in the back end, I go in the studio, and I look at CTR and RPMs and all of the acronyms, and I study them and I see, how do I get better and better and better? I teach all of this, by the way, in my membership, Arlan's All Access. So if any of it sounds a little confusing or overwhelming, come to the membership, join us. We're having a great time, and you'll learn all about this within a matter of days. Now, speaking of the studio, YouTube has a unique algorithm that if you just learn this unique algorithm, you can dominate on YouTube. There are a few things that if you learn, it just becomes second nature, like your thumbnails and your titles and your concept and the microphone that you use and different little things like that that make a big difference on the back end. And I learned so many of those things, and I'm still learning today, but so many of those things can be crystallized, and I'm sharing them in Arlan's All Access. The next thing I learned about was blending my own truth and authenticity with something that is important and relevant and valuable to the viewer. Because I can make a video that I want to see and I want to talk about, but I should just put that on another, like on Vimeo or something, and just send it to my friends, right? Send it to my mom. But if I want to be on YouTube and I want to give value, I should study what people want to learn from me. That's another piece of the data. What do people want to hear from me? So you might notice on my channel, because I've invested in more than 200 companies, because I've raised more than $30 million, and I've generated millions of dollars in the past 10 years alone after being homeless, I talk a lot about making money and building wealth and making investments and building your revenue. I talk about these topics because the viewers that YouTube is sending me out to via the algorithm are accepting of that and want more of it. And so you're watching this right now. If you're still watching, first of all, if you're still watching, put in the comments, I'm still here, I'm still with you. But if you're still watching, it's because YouTube's algorithm is so great. And so you can use YouTube's built-in algorithm to reach the people who need to hear from you. Another amazing thing about YouTube that I learned in this process is that it's a long game. And what I mean by that is that there's a long tail of the discoverability of YouTube videos. When you post on Instagram or TikTok, that's cool and there's nothing wrong with it. But try to find a video that you put up on Instagram 6 months ago. It's going to be hard to do that. You have to scroll, you have to kind of figure it out. And is the Instagram algorithm sending that out to people on a daily basis? Probably not. YouTube is like this incredible real estate, this incredible asset that every time you put a video out, it has a chance to be something that gets played for years and years, especially dependent on the topic and what you talked about. And that means it can also make money for you for years to come if you're monetized. And if you want to understand how to get monetized, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So it's not as difficult as it may sound, but it's not overnight, right? So it takes a little time to do that. And then there are other ways to get monetized. Another cool thing I learned is that YouTube is being watched on televisions more than ever. And so if you have some really beautiful videos, footage, or if you have footage that is long form, where people can just press play and watch it like they're watching a movie, that really does well these days. So it doesn't matter if you film a 3-minute video or a 3-hour long video, as long as the value is packed in it and it's something that people want to watch and you're not wasting anyone's time. But it's kind of cool to think like maybe someone right now is watching your video on TV. That's pretty cool. If you're watching this on TV, you can't really comment on it, but can you go back to your phone or go to your laptop and say, "Hey, I was watching on TV, but you just told me to comment here and let me know." Because I think that's so cool. I watch probably half of my YouTube videos on TV, especially watch the ones that are longer form. Another cool thing I learned, and this is super important, is even with all of that data and all of that information about the YouTube algorithm, the most important thing is the user experience, the experience that your viewer is having watching your video. Are they getting value out of it? Was it a waste of their time? Do they want to come back for more? Do they stick around and watch all of it, or do they just leave after a couple of minutes because it's boring or it's not for them? You want to, every single time you put up a video, get better and better and better. And hey, it's going to take some time. You don't have to be perfect at this overnight. Give yourself a break. You're doing great. You're researching right now. This is what you're doing by watching me. You're going to think it through, ideate, and you're going to be okay. So don't beat yourself up because you're not like Mr. Beast or like some crazy, multi-million subscriber YouTube channel right away. Everybody's learning on this platform. And then the last thing I learned about was really the monetization potential. In June, I made $1,700 from YouTube monetization. That's from me just uploading videos and you watching them. That's amazing. Thanks for watching those ads. In July, I made $2,800. So it grew by more than 50%, which was amazing. But then in August, I made $12,000 on YouTube monetization. $12,000. And that's when things got really real and interesting. Because if I can keep that going, let's see what happens. That's real money right there. So it started with zero. I wasn't monetized. I had a bunch of videos that were not monetized that didn't do well. And then I started to learn more and more. I took it more and more seriously. And here I am, growing by 25,000 subscribers in 1 month, $12,000 monetized. And who knows what's going to happen next? I'll keep you posted, and I hope this has been helpful.